Underdogs, we're a team back at it again. Welcome to episode 127. Thank you to those watching me for the first time. Hope you liked the video. Go back and check out my other videos. You might find something you like. See the progression from then to now. Thank you for those who watched me for who's been watching me from the beginning. Appreciate you guys for sticking around, watching my videos, liking, and all that good stuff. Thank you. Continue to do so. Like I said, this is episode 127. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite sports movie where the team actually loses. So I was watching a movie the other day, and at the end, the team lost. So I was like, I might as well let's do a video about this. To my surprise, there's a lot of movies where the main team loses. A lot of good movies, too. But this is going to be my top 10. Hope you enjoy the list. Let me know what you think. My number 10 is going to be Creed, the first Creed. Starring Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, Tessa Thompson, and Felicia Rashad. Came out in 2015.
By split decision, and still the undefeated champion of the world.
It's a spinoff of the Rocky franchise. This movie, Adonis, Donnie Johnson, played by Michael B. Jordan, which is Apollo Creed's illegitimate son, wants to be a boxer. The movies are pretty much a rinse and repeat of Rocky 1. Adonis, with very few fights, get a title shot pretty much because of his father's name. The only stipulation is that he had to use his father's last name, which of course he does. Rocky eventually trains him. He also gets to wear the Apollo American flag trunks that Apollo wore when he got destroyed by Drago. The fight pretty much goes like Rocky 1. Adonis gets handled pretty much the whole fight. He ends up knocking the champ down.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
The fight goes to a decision, and Adonis losing, setting up the Creed franchise, just like in Rocky 1, where Rocky loses in the first fight. There's two other sequels, and I guess there's going to be like a Creed universe where his daughter fights, and he's setting it up for all that. Unfortunately, Sylvester Stallone's not part of it anymore because I guess they had some legal issues or whatever. But he loses at the end, which is like I said, it's like Rocky 1. It was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually like all three of the movies. And all of them are going through the Rocky. It seems like just a Rocky repeat with a black dude. But definitely one of my favorite movies where the protagonist loses at the end. So that's going to be number 10, Creed. The next one is going to be number 9, Little Big League. This is one of my favorite all-time movies, actually. Came out in 1994, starring Luke Edwards, who was also in one of my favorite video game movies, The Wizard, as Fred Savage's little brother. He was the video game genius or whatever.
Announced that I've named myself the new manager of the Minnesota Twins. Any questions?
This movie is about a 12-year-old kid who becomes owner of the Minnesota Twins. His grandfather dies and leaves him in control of the team. He fires the manager because he says he's mean and he yells at players, and players don't respond well to that type of management. So he becomes a manager. Players don't like him, of course, because he's 12 years old. He tells them to finish the season not in last place. He will resign. They play hard, and it comes out to the last game of the season to make the playoffs, which is fucking crazy because the team was terrible before he took over. They go extra innings in the game. The Mariners win when they take the lead off a home run.
Here's the pitch. There's a drive. Way back. Way back. That one is long gone.
When they take the lead, they get a runner on base with 2 outs, have a chance to win the game. The star player hits a fly ball, which everybody thought was a home run, but the great Ken Griffey Jr. catches the ball with the leap and catches the wall to close out the game. That movie is so good. When I first seen it as a little kid, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought he was going to win the game, and the twist was they ended up losing the game. But after the game, they do their little talk in the locker room, and one of the groundskeeper comes in and says, "Everybody's here," and the whole crowd is still in the stands waiting for the team to come out to congratulate them on a good season, congratulate the kid on doing such a good job as a 12-year-old taking on a major league team. He also says at the end of the movie that he'll be resigning and handing over the reins as manager, but he's still the owner. He'll be checking in, and eventually he'll take over the team, I guess, when he gets older. But it's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's called Little Big League. Real good movie. And the ending is fantastic. It's just a good, funny comedy type movie. It's real good. Number 8 is going to be Bring It On.
Second place from San Diego, California, the Rancho Moneyball.
Also one of my favorite movies. A lot of people don't consider cheering a sport, but I consider it a sport. 2000, it came out in 2000, starring Kirsten Dunst, Eliza Dushku, Jesse Bradford, and Gabrielle Union. It's a movie about a cheer squad that's super good. They always win championships. It turns out that they've been cheating and stealing cheers from the Black Cheerleading Squad in East Compton. So they put together a brand new cheer using different parts of dance, and they compete in a championship with the team that they stole the cheers from, which is crazy. So Gabrielle Union's team gets to the finals or whatever. They go on Oprah show, and they get fundraisers to make it there. And so they show all the teams competing, and it comes down to those last 2 teams. And it's crazy because watching both of them compete, they were better. Kirsten Dunst's team was way better than Gabrielle Union's team. Gabrielle Union's team was like basic. They did the same super rat shit that everybody does. And Kirsten Dunst's team did all new stuff, all original stuff. I thought it was super good. So the team, they came in second without cheating, and they were happy about it, which is bullshit. I wouldn't be happy about it because they know they were the better squad. This movie spawned like 3 sequels with different hair cheerleaders. I actually like the one with the girl from part 3, I think it is, or part 4. The girl from Heroes. I thought that was pretty good. My kids loved it too. So, Bring It On, number 8, definitely a good movie. Where the hero, I guess you could say, didn't win at the end. Next one is going to be number 7, Moneyball. 2011 Moneyball, starring Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, who was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in this film. The great Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P., and Chris Pratt.
20 games in a row. We're going to take the AL record 20, baby.
Oh, it's a great cast. This movie is based off a true story about the 2002 Oakland A's season. So the A's are the lowest paid team in MLB, and Billy Beane uses NLX to build his team. He's the first person to really use NLX to build the team. Like most teams was built off of, you got to have a speed guy hit first, a guy that can get on base and get the guy to second, and a home run guy batting third and fourth or whatever. But he flipped the whole thing on the head and used analytics. They set the AL single season record win streak for 20 games at a time in a row. 20 wins in a row at a time in a row. They won the AL West, and they lose to Minnesota Twins in the 2002 ALDS, which is essentially the first round of the playoffs. So they win all these games, they win the division, and then they lose in the first round of the playoffs. They haven't won using this analytics thing ever. I think they won in the early 90s when they had McGuire and Jose Canseco. But they haven't won in 20 years. And Oakland lost his team now. They're moving to Vegas, so we're going to have a team out here in a couple years. But Moneyball's a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The cast, like I said, is fantastic. The acting is good. And the whole aspect of the thing was pretty good. And the fact that it's a true story and they didn't win, and they based the movie off of a story that they didn't win the World Series was pretty good. So I thoroughly enjoyed Moneyball. Definitely check that shit out. It's definitely on. I think it's on Netflix right now. Next one is Sunset Park. 1996's Sunset Park, starring Rhea Perlman, who's Danny DeVito's wife, Fredro Starr from the group Onyx, one of my favorite rap groups, Moesha. He was Moesha's boyfriend on Moesha. He usually plays the same role in every movie. Also starring Terrence Howard and DeAndre Bonds, who was mostly known as Stacy from The Wood. This movie is about a group of basketball players who play on a high school team in New York, but they aren't good. The coach is a woman who only took the job because she needs money to start a restaurant. She doesn't know anything about basketball. The first practice goes terribly wrong. They want to quit, but they stick around throughout the movie. She starts to learn the game, learns different plays, and learns how to coach. The team eventually comes together despite the differences and troubles. They end up with a very successful season and get to the championship game They go to Madison Square Garden to face their opponent, Washington Heights, and lose by a bucket. Yo, they had a chance to win the game, but the last shot got blocked. This nigga came out of nowhere and hit that shit like to the stands to lose the game. Blocked that shit to the stands to lose the game. After the it was super funny and sad at the same time because they had the theme music going, the montage, the plays going to get them back in the game, and they came down to the last shot. And like I said, he blocked this shit out of bounds. After the game, the coach informs that they're gonna that she's proud of him and that she'll return next season. Real good movie. Fresno Star was fantastic. I love Terrence Howard. I think this was like one of his first movies. It was a good movie. Definitely one of the movies that a lot of people haven't seen. If you want to watch a good movie, go watch Sunset Park. It's one of my favorite basketball movies, actually. Next one is going to be number 5, Any Given Sunday. Movie came out in 1999, starring Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J, Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, James Woods, Bill Bellamy, and the great Jim Brown, R.I.P. Also, Lawrence Taylor is in this movie. He does a pretty good job, too. One of the best sports movies. It pretty much epitomizes what goes on in the NFL, I think. So in this movie, the quarterback of the Miami Sharks gets hurt, and then a backup gets hurt. So they have to put in a third-string quarterback who is Jamie Foxx. He shows some skills. He wins some games. He fucks up because the fame gets to him, and he eventually shows leadership and takes over the team. They make the playoffs. The starting quarterback comes back for the first half, and he's like, it's time to put Fox in. I ain't got it no more. So they put him in. They win that game, and they lose in the championship game in San Francisco, but they don't show the loss on the TV, which is crazy. What they do after the final game that they won, they cut to a press conference, and where Al Pacino is saying he's quitting the Sharks and he's taking the job at the expansion team, and he's taking Jamie Foxx, Wyndham, the quarterback, to the expansion team. I thought this was a good movie, and I like the way they didn't show them losing the championship game. They showed them winning that game before showing them the ending of the playoffs. And I like the way he made them feel like he was coming back, and he left, taking the star quarterback with him. I thought the movie was well done. I thought it, like I said, it showed what happens in the NFL, a lot of the stuff that goes on in the NFL. I love that whole take. It's a real good movie. Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J had beef in the movie, as everybody probably already knows. Real good movie. If you haven't seen Any Given Sunday, definitely check it out. One of the best football movies, in my opinion. Even though it's over the top a little bit, it's still a good, real good, solid movie. My number 4 is going to be Rocky 1, the first Rocky, 1976, starring Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shore, and Carl Weathers, R.I.P. as Apollo Creed. One of the best films where the losers win, in my opinion. So Rocky is a low-rated boxer. Apollo Creed is a champion looking for a challenger. He picks Rocky because his name sounds good. They have an epic fight, and Rocky loses by a split decision. But he becomes the people's champ. People love him. People actually thought he won because that nigga was taking hits. Like, first of all, there's no way in the world you could take that many fucking hits and not be brain dead afterwards. They weren't even blocking. Neither one of them. They were just fucking exchanging blows, which is crazy over the top. But he was absorbing all the punches like he was a superhero. Great movie. Rocky didn't even care that he lost at the end. He was looking for Adrian, the epic scene. Adrian at the end of the movie.
Adrian! What you think about when the 15th round when you're coming out? Adrian!
Rocky.
Fantastic movie, and it spawned a bunch of Rocky movies, like 7 of them. The Creed series. Sylvester Stallone was in Rocky 1 and 2. Creed 1 and 2. My favorite movie, Rocky movie, is Rocky 3 with Mr. T. Fantastic movie. But anyway, that's gonna be my number 4. Rocky 1, fantastic movie. A lot of people have seen it already. Great concept, and Sylvester Stallone did a fantastic job building this franchise when they didn't even want him to be Rocky. So that's gonna be my number 4. My number 3 is Coach Carter, 2005, starring the great Samuel L. Jackson, one of my favorite actors of all time. Rob Brown, Channing Tatum was in this movie. Asante is even in this movie, a little cameo or whatever, but she has a couple talking parts. Um,
Oh, well, not quite your storybook ending, huh? Not for us, anyway.
the movie is about a coach who coaches a high school basketball team that is in Richmond, California. He is unconventional, and the kids have to have at least a 2.3 to play on the team. 2.3 grade point average to play on the team, which is higher than needed. He has simple plays, and the kids run up to perfection. There's a lot of issues with the parents not wanting the kids to have to get such a high grade point average, but he's teaching them how to be men and be grown and how to take responsibility in school. And he wants them to go to college, which is honorable for a coach or whatever. Most of these coaches don't give a fuck about these kids. They just want to win games. But I thought that aspect of the movie was pretty good. Like I said, it's based off a true story, too. So he runs the simple plays, get to perfection. They get to the state championship game, and they lose on the last shot. They show the montage of them coming back and playing good defense and having a chance to win the game. But the dude, evidently the dude that hit the last shot is supposed to be modeled after Tyson Chandler, which I don't understand because Tyson Chandler didn't hit jump shots in the NBA. Anyway, great movie. I love that it's a true story. I love Samuel L. Jackson. Whole overall movie is fantastic to me. Definitely check out Coach Carter. One of the best. My number 3. One of the best movies where the main team loses. But do they really lose? Because all the kids end up going to college and making great lives of themselves because of the coach. My next one is going to be number 2, Friday Night Lights. 2004, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Derek Luke, Lucas Black, Tim McGraw is in this movie. Based on the true story of the 1988 Permian High School team in the town of Odessa, Texas. One of my favorite all-time sports movie. I love this movie. I love Boobie Gibson. So the star running back gets hurt at the beginning of the season, Boobie Gibson, and his team has to piece together this season. They had hopes of winning the state championship, but they focused their whole team around one player. Like the quarterback is whack. And I guess Boobie Gibson was like the best player in the nation. He was expected to go to the NFL or whatever. And he gets hurt. I think he tore his ACL. And the team like pieces together the season. And they make a run for the championship game. So they get into somehow they get into the championship game. And it comes down to the last drive of the game. And the quarterback, they thought they scored a touchdown and win the game, but it was called back. But the quarterback has like 5 seconds or some shit. And he's running towards the goal line, and he jumps for the game-winning touchdown. And he gets stopped at the goal line. You think they score, and then in the end, he doesn't get in. It's a great movie. Kind of reminds me of when the Tennessee Titans lost to the goal line, Steve McNair. But it's a great movie. I love this movie. One of the great high school movies. One of the great football movies. And it's crazy that it was a true story. And at the end of the movie, it says that they went undefeated the next season and won the state championship. So they eventually won the state championship. But in the end of this movie, they ended up losing. Good movie. The acting is fantastic. It spawned a TV show, which is real great. I think the TV show had like 6 or 7 seasons. Definitely check out Friday Night Lights if you haven't seen it. Fantastic movie. I'm pretty sure. And Michael B. Jordan is in the first 2 seasons of the TV show. And my number 1, Hoop Dreams. Everybody who knows me knows I love Hoop Dreams. I love documentaries. And I love this movie because it's based out of Chicago. It's a 1994 documentary starring Arthur A.G. and William Gates. One of the best sports movies documentaries ever made, in my opinion.
Dream of like me and William taking them down state together. When I was at St. Joseph.
It follows the lives of 2 kids from the west side of Chicago, where I'm from. They were like 12, 13 at the time. Shows the ups and downs of living in poverty, trying to make it out of the hood of Chicago. It also shows how the system treats kids who are supposed to be stars and they don't live up to the expectations of the coaches or the school. So Arthur A.G. and William Gates goes to this high school in downtown, in the suburbs of Chicago, the school that Isaiah Thomas went to. They both are doing bad in school, but Gates is a superstar. He's a freshman. And he starts on varsity. And AG goes to the freshman team. AG doesn't meet the academics, whatever. So they kick him out because not only didn't he meet the academics, but he wasn't progressing as good as he was as a player on the basketball court. Gates is doing the same thing. He doesn't meet it either, but he's a superstar and he's like I said, he's a freshman starting as varsity, and they think he's going to lead them to state. So they get a tutor for him.
With continuing support from Patricia Weir, William is assured that his entire education at St. Joe's will be free.
So AG goes to Marshall High School my mom went to, on the west side of Chicago, and Gates stays in the school, in the suburb school. He ends up hurting his knee, which slows down his process. Luke takes some seasons from him. They don't go down state. He comes back his senior year, and they lose in the first round because he's late to the game because I guess he had some car trouble or something, and the coach penalizes him that and doesn't start him, and he comes in like in the second quarter, and they're already down. It was a fight for them to get back in the game. But AG now at Marshall, he leads them to the fucking city championship. They win the city championship. They go down state, and the coach from the suburb school goes down state and watches them play. They eventually lose in the third. They eventually lose in the state championship. They were in the third place or whatever. But it's a win-lose type movie because William Gates doesn't win. He doesn't go down state. AG wins city championship and goes down state, but he finishes third. But it's an amazing story. William Gates ends up going to college at Marquette. He still gets his degree and all that stuff, and he's a pastor right now. And AG goes to a junior college. He finishes at Arkansas State, I think. And they're both doing fantastic, I guess. But it's one of those great movies where how do you know that they're going to become what they are? How do you know the story is going to even end up how it is, you know? Because nobody knows a 12 and 13-year-old kid what's it going to do in 4 years of high school. And they definitely picked the right two kids. They followed them. They did a good job editing the movies, showing the ups and downs of life, showing how the system works and whatever. One of the best documentaries ever. If you haven't seen Hoop Dreams, definitely check it out. My number one movie where the main person or team loses. That's going to do it for my list. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you like it. Let me know what some of your favorite movies where the the main team loses at the end. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. I truly appreciate you guys for sticking around. This is a longer video because it's 10 movies and 10 movies I really like. Thanks for sticking around for 20 minutes. I know it's a long time, but I truly appreciate you guys for sticking around. You could have been on anybody else's channel and you decided to watch mine, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Have a good one, and I'll get y'all on the next one later.